shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Unqualified. My name is Alex, and I'm your host. I'm unqualified to give you any advice, but I hope you listen anyway. This show is a little bit about everything, anything, and nothing, all in between. And today I'm wearing a nice little anatomy hoodie. And I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about myself, a little bit more about myself. And I wanted to share how many bones I've broken because I just was staring at this little sweater and I just realized how many bones I've broken in my life. And I realized it's a lot. My God. There was a time when my parents thought I had like a brittle bone disease, and because we don't know what's my complete family history because I'm adopted, so we were like, oh no, does she have like a brittle bone disease or something like that? And so let's see. When I was a baby, I was about like preschool age. I broke my ankle because I fell through a log that I was walking on. I think yeah, I fell through a log and I broke my ankle. So I had a very small baby cast. And then let's see. I've broken my wrist a couple times, my left wrist a couple times. Um, I've broken my collarbone, my right collarbone. I have broken my left foot um, twice at least. I broke it twice within the same 6 month period. Why did I do two? I guess two for twice. I let's see. I haven't broken my hip yet. I've broken my arm. I have broken a couple toes. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. But I've broken my leg. Well, not my leg, but I broke my foot a couple times, and I've broken my wrist a couple times. And oh, and funny story about that. When I broke my wrist, my left wrist for the first time, I was playing basketball, and yes, I actually did sports a little bit, but this is just playground basketball. And I my legs intertwined with this girl. We both fell, and my wrist went like this, or it went like this. And I crunched my wrist. I went to the nurse's office. They called my mom. My mom was like, "I got foil in my hair at the hairdresser. I'll be there as soon as I can. Just shove a popsicle in her mouth, and she'll be fine." And so I ate the whole box of popsicles that the nurse had. I ate actually two boxes of popsicles that the nurse had. And my father ended up having to drive 28 miles from work. He had to get off work early. Meanwhile, my mother was like 2 miles away at the hairdresser. And he picked me up. I was sitting there crying, eating a popsicle. And then he's like, let's go pick up your mother. My mother gets in the car and she's like, do you like my hair? And I just look at her and I'm like, I hate you. And she's like, Alexandra. And my dad's like, oh, she's got a point. So that's the story of how I broke my wrist for the first time. a little traumatic, but it was funny. But it's funny looking back at it now. Let's see. I fell out of a tree and broke my left foot, and it was actually really funny. I was at summer school, and yes, summer school, and I was climbing a tree because I was a climber when I was a kid, and I was climbing the tree, fell out of the tree. The tree caught me, and I was dangling upside down. And I just remember hearing one of the teachers being like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" And they came running over, and they're like, "How'd you do that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm upside down." And then I was walking around on a fractured foot for like 2 weeks. And then it started to turn purple. And they're like, oh my God, let's take her to the doctor. And so then we found out I fractured my foot. And I was in a cast for like, I don't know, like maybe 3, 4 months. And then I get the cast taken off. 3 days later, I'm at a PTA meeting with my mom because I had to go with her, of course. And there's this other kid who unfortunately got dragged to the PTA meeting, and he was a boy. So we were playing tag. And so then I thought, ooh, I have an idea. I'm going to run into the girls' bathroom, and so he can't catch me because he's not going to be able to go into the girls' bathroom. This was years ago when boys couldn't go into the girls' bathroom. And so I run to the girls' bathroom, but as I'm running in, the door clips me, and it clips me at the very bottom, where the bottom is metal, and I re-break my foot. And I crawl into the PTA meeting, and I'm like, Mom, it really hurts. And she's like, go back outside. And I'm like, but Mommy, I think something's wrong. And she's like, go back outside. And I'm like, okay. And so then we go outside, can't walk, and then she's like, oh crap. and we went back to the doctor, and it turns out I re-broke my foot. So that was fun. When I broke my collarbone, I tripped on a tennis ball because I had a seizure. I tripped on a tennis ball and I landed on the edge of concrete and I broke my collarbone, and that wasn't fun. I had to be in a sling for a very long time, and there are a bunch of other stories. Like I was riding a bike. This is why I don't ride bicycles. This is why I don't ride bicycles because I had such a horrible experience. I was going down a hill. A car came out from behind a corner. I swerved and I ran into a utility box, but I punched it and I broke my finger, my middle finger. I broke I broke the tendon or the knuckle, and I broke my wrist. And so I had to get a little cast, like a little brace, and I had to get a finger splint. And so I would constantly just be like, "Oh, hello. How are you doing? I'm great." And people would be like, "Alexandra, put your hands down." I'd be like, "But it's fun." Hmm. Anyway, so that's a little bit more about me. And I hope you enjoyed this little episode of my breaking my bones and how many bones I've broken. And put down in the comments how many bones you've broken, and let's start a conversation. I hope you like this episode. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!